my little ignition piece that I needed to go by my gear, because the other gear will sit right here, and this whole thing is going to guard that gear and guard the wires from the gear. And I got it hooked up here. I've got the wires in there and the hall sensors in there. I was just testing it to make sure it works, so when I spin it, it'll be blue light. I'm just trying to do this one-handed, and then the white light. So that's the two different circuits that I've got on the board. So if I spin it, blue, white. So it'll be cylinder 1, cylinder 2, cylinder 1, cylinder 2. So it's going to work. I did make some more boards. I like that. I like this unit. It seems to perform very well. It's not a whole lot to it. It just has a precision timer, and then what do they call it? It's a TIP 120. I want to say ferret. Can't think of the name of it. But there's two integrated circuits here, and then a couple capacitors, and then some resistors, and then naturally the LED. But boy, it definitely works pretty nice. And I'm planning on using a couple of those high energy pulse generators that I purchased off the internet. So that's what I'm going to try anyway. I got that on my 6 cycle yet, and it still works fine. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this apart, since I know that it's working. I wanted to make sure that nothing was grounded out or shorted out. I'm going to put you in my little tripod holder here, camera holder, if I can get in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this apart here and take the cam out of there. I don't have it screwed to the, so it's just so I can pull it out of there. Fits a little snug. But that's okay. There we go. Just pull that out. I'm going to disconnect the wires here, since I know that it's working now. Carefully disconnect the wires, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up some more of that rubber. I'm going to put or something in here, probably just some tape, and then fill that up, that cavity up. Fill the cavity up with that rubber. Yeah, I'll just put some masking tape across there to hold it in. And I think it's going to work. I haven't worked on this in a while. Okay, I haven't been out here in a while, and last we visited was when I was putting the rubber into this for the Hall effect sensor holder for my little motor. I'm going to go over to the bench here and try to get tape off of it and clean it up a little bit, maybe. Take an X-Acto knife after it. Clean it up. Let's see here. The tape sprung loose anyway on one side. Move it here this way. Okay. that's not going to matter. See, that goes in. Let me double check myself here. Oh yeah, this will have to be cut off because that's about where the gear is going to sit right there. So I'm just going to try to trim that extra blob of rubber off. Get my finger out of the way. Cut off too bad. Feels like it's set up all right. I want to cut the wires. Now this side goes like that, goes up against. Needs to be. I guess both sides actually need to be trimmed down. I think I'm going to get a razor blade instead. Fresh single-edged razor blade here. I can get that cardboard protector off of it. There we go. Now, because this has to slide up against the cover, and every little bit that I leave on there is going to take up room. So I want to trim it down to okay. Go around the back side of this. Okay. Don't look too bad. See, the X-Acto knife actually works better in there because that razor blade's too wide to run. Okay. Let's see if we can get this off. There we go. That don't look too bad for a beginner. Alright, so where's the cover right here? See if I can get this slid into place. It gets pushed in there. It fits a little snug. Especially if you don't get it straight. You got one side down and one side up here. It's like putting a pin in, a big pin in a hole that can get it. There we go. And then the cover goes on the other side. Put that on there. And the little screws, they had to go get an Allen wrench. It's the smallest Allen wrench that I have. Find it now. I do believe it's this one. Those are 172s, I believe. What I put in there, and I gotta hold it up so I can see the hole. This magnetic. No, sometimes I magnetize my Allen wrenches to, especially for little screws, to aid in getting a screw put in place. I think it started. Let me get the other one started. one started right away. I can feel it. Right. Come down tight. And this one. I want to strip them out. Should be good enough. Should be able to. Yeah. I'll have a handle on that, on this, instead of a screw. It'll be a handle with a shoulder where it threads in, and I can just crack it loose with the handle and then adjust it to where I want to adjust it. And this is where the cam is going to ride, like that. I'm going to hook these wires up and give it a test again just before I start putting things together. And when I get all the wires hooked up here, I'll come back. Okay, I got all the wires hooked up. I'm going to turn the light out here. That way you can, and the two lights are right here. Are you seeing those, or are they off screen there? Right there. Yep, you can see them. And here's the cam is in the hole, and I give it a, and if I turn it, there's one that fired. The second one did fire. That LED might be, oh, there it went. 1, 2, 1, 2. Go the other way. 2, 1. It's not getting that half the time. That's not registering. I'm not sure what the voltage is on those batteries though either. They might be run down. Okay, so that's that one. Seems to be okay when I spin it. If I spin it fast, so anyway, before I hate to break off of it, but I don't feel like standing, and and hard to work on something like this without standing. So, but I can solder the wires up and get the wire harness made, because I can figure out how long the wires need to be to go down through my, and then I'll put a couple of small connectors on there to connect it to my unit, to my coil driver. But and then I could sit down and cut head gaskets too, and maybe I'll do that before I dig the coil winder down. But the coil winder sits up there, and it's been sitting there.